Hi everyone and welcome back, and if you're new here, I am Prakriti and this video is going to be all about cream contouring and highlighting. Cream contouring is a great way to shape your face and make it look snatched naturally. You can emphasize your best features and make them pop. Now, cream contouring is an art. It's not just about drawing a tree on your face and blending it in. It works for a lot of face shapes, but at the end of the day, I feel that you should understand your face shape and contour according to that instead of just going in with a tree. Now, each and every face shape is different. You may not have a perfectly circular shape or a heart-shaped face or an oval face. So you have to understand your face and all the parts of your face and then contour according to that. And cream contouring is just the perfect way to enhance your features, your cheekbones, your forehead, your nose. Let's not talk about nose. So in this video, I am going to show you my cream contouring routine, and along with that, I am going to share some tips and tricks and also techniques. So yes, now without any further chatting, let's get started. Before applying anything, I'd like to moisturize my face because it just helps you when you blend the products. Products are gonna blend very seamlessly if you have a moisturized and plump and hydrated skin. For that, I am going to use the Garnier Wrinkle Lift Anti-Aging Cream. This is a really good moisturizer and I really like it for dry skin. It just plumps my skin and it provides that hydration. So prepping your skin is really important. Even if you're not doing cream contouring, it's very important. I'm just going to blend it really carefully because I did set my eyebrows in place. Now you have to make sure that you definitely apply the moisturizer in the areas where the cream contour is gonna go. Alright, so once the face is moisturized, let's talk about the products. There are a huge number of cream contouring products available in the market. I recently switched to these palettes because I can just mix and match colors according to my liking. But if you're a beginner, you probably don't need these palettes. You will just require these stick things. They're also cheaper than the palette and they will just do the job. You only have to find your right shade. This is how the stick looks like. This is the Nykaa Skin Genius Foundation Stick in 07. I actually like it. It blends really nicely. I have got 3 tools that I generally use, and those are 2 brushes and this sponge. I use a makeup sponge most of the times to blend the cream contour because it's a very handy product and it does the job really easily. But I also like using brushes, and mainly this brush. This is a PAC 234 contour brush. It just sits in the hollow of your cheekbones really nicely. Other than that, I have the super precise brush too. This one is from Morphe Eye Credible set and it's actually an eyeshadow blending brush, but sometimes I just want to place the contour like right there. It should be there and it should not move, and I just want that really crisp line to just define everything really nicely. These brushes are actually small because my face is small. So if you have a small face, you should use brushes that are small because that will give you more precision than bigger brushes. Same is the case with powder contouring. Since we are talking about products and tools, let's talk about undertone too. If you want to cream contour your face, I'd say that you go for a neutral or a cool undertone. Even if you want to add warmth to your face, just use a cool toned contour stick or whatever for contouring, and when you finish your makeup you can always add bronzer on top to get that warmth. But you know, contour should be more neutral or cool toned because it has to mimic the natural shadows of your face. So the shadows, as you can see, are more cool toned, so that's why your contour has to be more cool toned, and that is what's gonna make your face look naturally snatched and it will not look like very muddy or something that's fake. So today I am going to start with my forehead because I have a really big forehead, you guys. This is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Pro HD Cream Contouring Palette. This one is in the shade Medium Deep. And also we're going to talk about highlight, but first of all, let's do the contouring. I always like contouring my face before highlighting. I don't know why, I just prefer it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip my brush into this shade over here. Actually, you can also use this super precise brush to just, you know, get a line. If you want like super snatched contour and something that's very precise and just in that area, then you can use a smaller brush. A very important thing that I almost forgot. You have to see the shape of your forehead. You have to figure out 2 things. Number 1, how does your forehead look? And number 2, how do you want it to look? If you get the answer to these questions, you'll definitely be able to master the contouring thing. According to your face shape, you have to figure that out. So for me, my forehead is just very big, so I just cut out this part, and then I'll also cut out this part, and I'll take it till here. Like, I'll just apply it on my temples too. I'll also try to like narrow it down a bit. So that is a thing for me, but you have to figure out your forehead shape and how do you want it to look. Okay, so consider this. We're often told that we have a certain face shape, like heart-shaped face, oval, square, triangle, whatever. But the thing is that no one's face is completely oval or completely triangle or completely square. It's not like that. We have like a mixture of things. Like, my face looks heart-shaped, but again, I don't know, sometimes when I look in the mirror, I feel that I don't have a heart-shaped face. What you can do is, you can just break down your face into different parts. Like, how do you want your forehead to look? How do you want your cheekbones to look? How do you want your jawline to look? So you just have to break it down into different parts and then think about the parts individually instead of going into like a whole face shape, like how to contour a heart-shaped face or circular or whatever. So if you want to get more information on that kind of stuff, there is a YouTuber named Alex. I am going to link her video in the cards. Where are the cards? Yes, she has done an amazing job in explaining how to contour according to your face shape, and I just love that video, and I've learned so much from that video, and I feel that you guys should watch that video too. I will be starting very close to my hairline. That way it looks more natural, and do not forget to drag your contour to your hairline. Otherwise, I say this again and again, but it's gonna look like a mask. So you should go little by little, otherwise you will just mess things up like I have. So I don't like highlighting and contouring at the same time and then blending it after that, because that is going to create a mess. Your product is going to dry up, it's going to settle, and then it will be very difficult to blend. So what I do is I just apply the product, blend it out, and then apply some more product and then blend that out too. This way I just get a nice idea of what I want to do, instead of just blindly packing on product and then blending all of it in the end. So yes, I have a little bit of frontal eminence over here. I have just too prominent, my bone is protruding. So yes, just to cover that up, what I do is I just like to push this whole area back. If you feel that it's very difficult to blend the contour, you can always add some kind of primer water, or a setting mist or something like that to just loosen up the product so that you can blend it in. Once you get to this side, I just keep my contour above this line because I want to get like this thing snatched. I just want to apply a highlighting shade over there. So what I'll do is I'll just work my contour above that line. That's too much, but I'll blend it out. Once my forehead is done, next time I'm going to move ahead to my cheekbones. I am going to use the same brush on this side, and on this side I am going to show you with a sponge. So again, I'm just going to pick up some product on my brush, just a little bit, and make sure you get rid of the excess, because I don't know why did I say that, because while contouring your cheekbones, your aim is to enhance your cheekbones. And I have seen most of the people placing the contour above the actual line, and this is like the hollow. If you cannot find your hollow, just make a fish face. There you go, that is your hollow. Most of the people, I have seen them contouring above their actual hollow because they say that they blend the product and then it like comes down. But just because I am going to highlight after contouring, I'm just gonna place the product right in this area, right in the hollow, because if I do not do that, what it's gonna do is whatever cheekbones I have, it's gonna cut that down, and I don't want that. And make sure that when you're contouring your cheekbones, try to look straight in the mirror instead of going like this, because I find that it's easier that way. You get the placement really correct when you just look straight in the mirror instead of going like this. Like, that's what I like doing. So you just go like this, and then you can just tilt your head and you can see that you have placed your contour. Now, to blend it out, I'd suggest that you go in upward motion instead of like dragging it down, because you want your face to look really lifted. Also, I have got like really huge cheeks, so I also like to blend my contour up till here, but I'll just bring the slightest amount to this area, like just a little bit. Now this time I am going to blend it in with a sponge. With a sponge you actually get a more natural finish because most of it gets blended, so you will get a more like natural finish, as you can already see. So when you're actually planning for a very natural look, you can use a sponge because it just blends in most of the product. So now the jawline. For the jawline, again I'm gonna pick up some contour on my brush and then I'll just start from here. I don't go like on the actual jawline like here because it just looks very muddy. Instead I'll just place it here in the hollow so that even if I go like this, it looks snatched. And whenever you're contouring your jawline, make sure that you have a normal face instead of being like this or this. Then the leftover product on the brush is just gonna go here. Because I have that stupid double chin going on, like, look at this. So I just want to get rid of that. Also make sure that you blend everything in really nicely, otherwise it's gonna look muddy, as you can see. Next comes the nose. I'm actually not an expert in this area because as you can see I have a crooked nose. Like it's not straight. If I push it like this, it's gonna be straight, but I don't have a straight nose. I have a deviated septum on the inside, so that's why my nose is not straight. But again, I like to like touch it up a little bit. I don't like contouring it and making it look like a steak. I mess it up. So that's why I'll just do the least amount of contouring. If I just cut out this area, it's going to be more straight and more of this side. So I'm just going to cut this area over here and this here so that I can make it look straight. I don't want to make it look thin or whatever. I'll just blend that in with my hands. And for this I'm using a really small brush, the Morphe one, the eyeshadow one. I'm using that. From here, I already have my eyeshadow on, so I don't want to mess it up a lot. Now for highlighting today, I can use a shade from this palette, but I don't want to do that. Instead, I am going to go in with a concealer. Now your highlighting concealer has to be a shade or two lighter than your actual concealer, than the concealer that you're using for covering your imperfections like dark circles and all of that stuff. For that I am going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Divine Eraser in the shade medium, and I feel that this is a really good concealer. It does settle really quickly and it has got a nice finish, and the shade medium is actually a highlighting shade for me. I have already applied color corrector. You cannot see, and that's how a color corrector should be applied, but you can definitely see an orange tint. So I don't like using this concealer with the applicator that it has, because this applicator is just not meant for my face. It cannot go like in here. So I am just going to use a brush, and I'm going to pick up the product on my brush, and first I'm going to go on my under eyes. I'm also applying this area because it's just very red and I need to cover that up. That's how I like my under eyes to look. Now this boundary I don't like, so I'll just kind of dab my sponge on it. I like to bring out my chin a little bit more, so just apply a little bit here. So I just apply a foundation above this. I don't pack a lot of foundation, but just in the areas where I want. Like this area looks completely empty and green, so foundation is gonna go there. And then I'll just make this look more even, and that's why I need a foundation. So yes, that's it. That is what I do when it comes to cream contouring. And now let me complete my whole makeup. After doing this much of cream contouring, I do minimal amount of powder contouring, and when I do not cream contour, I just do powder contouring. But I prefer cream contouring more than powder contouring because I feel that cream contouring makes your face look more snatched but natural at the same time. So that's why I like cream contouring more. Obviously it takes more time than powder contouring, but I feel that it's worth it. Alright you guys, so this is how my face looks after applying a little bit more makeup. I did set my under eyes with powder, I did apply some blush and also some highlight, and I did my lips, and that's it. I have a few more tips that I want to share with you guys. These are a few tips that you can use to make your face look more snatched. Number one, you can do a high ponytail really tight so that it just lifts your face like this. This bun is not that tight because obviously I didn't want to, because I get a headache when I do that sometimes, so I didn't want to do that today. But you can do a really tight bun to make your face look more lifted. The next tip that I have is, if you are not able to blend your contour properly, or if you've used a really dark shade, you can always go ahead and use a foundation and just tone that down. But another thing that you can do is, like, for example, I used this shade which is very dark for me, so what I can do is I can use this one over here to tone that down a little bit. And the next step is, never ever forget to prep your face. Make sure that it's moisturized, completely hydrated, and it's plump so that you can blend the product really nicely, and then it will look really very seamless. So make sure that it's hydrated, especially if you have dry skin. Don't just pack contouring products or whatever products on your dry skin, because that's gonna mess up everything. You will not be able to blend a single thing. Another thing that I'd like to remind you is that do not apply contour and highlight at the same time. Don't contour and highlight your face at the same time. First contour and then analyze your face, like which areas need highlighting, and highlight only those areas. And you can also do the vice versa, like you can just highlight and then sit back and think about contouring and then contour your face. So yes, that's it. That's all I want to say about cream contouring. But if you guys have any questions, do mention those in the comments. I'll try to answer all of them. And yes, that's it for the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, not forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.